Good evening. For the first time in a while, I actually feel like talking. Not that I have a lot to say, mind you, but I can kind of catch you up on where Mass Effect has gone over the last few days that I haven't really talked about. So, day before yesterday, I finished up Mass Effect 2, which meant, I believe, it was just a handful of missions before doing the final mission, and then doing Overlord and Arrival post. Now, Arrival, I generally always do last. That just feels like the proper place for it. If you've played it, it just feels like the best closing point for Mass Effect 2. Even better than the suicide mission, to be honest. Then I also did Overlord so late because I wanted to take a specific party member with me. I'm playing with the cap to my nose spray, by the way. I don't know why. They're safety caps now, which makes a lot of sense. I think they kind of always have been. Now that I think, actually, I don't know. Anyway, putting that away now. I think when I recorded, I was finishing up Overlord and doing Arrival. And then after that, booted up Mass Effect 3. Pretty much did exactly what I think I said I was going to do, which was the opening two missions. And then romping around the Citadel. Basically got to the first point you're cut loose on the Normandy for the first time and saved there. And then yesterday, now I'm having to think. Yesterday I did like the first two priority missions, beyond getting free reign of the Normandy, and a bunch of side story stuff, or a decent little amount of side story stuff, before starting the Omega DLC. And then today I finished the Omega DLC and essentially cleared out everything to the end of the first major arc. And I think I'll know it. I think people who've played it will know what I mean by that without it being spoilers. And I ended it with a little story segment of when you finally meet the last party member to return. But I haven't actually launched the mission that comes along with that yet. Yeah, that's people. Yeah, that huge. I'm tired. It's 3 a.m. because my sleep schedule is entirely non-existent, as per usual, if we're being honest. But yeah, Part of the story missions I do today had to do with Thresher Moths, and it reminded me of forever and ever ago when I saw like one of the inspirations for Thresher Moths, which is an actual living creature on that lives at the bottom of the ocean, called, I've forgotten the name now. Ugh. Sand Strikers is a nickname for them. It starts with a B. It's close to bottle, but it's not bottle. Oh, darn it. It's not boxer, it's not bottle. It's... what is it? I'm afraid to check because I don't want the recording to end. Yep, as I feared, the recording ended, but it's Bobbit, B-O-B-B-I-T. Bobbit worm. And I learned some very interesting things about them that I did not remember learning the first time. I mean, basically when I say they're like real-life Thresher Moths, I just mean, unlike unlike the game, they don't, they're not like constantly chasing their prey underground, only to, jump out. Like, I don't think that's possible, just in general. Like trimmers, they're not trimmers. But, in appearance, they are similar to threshers. And basically, they are ambush predators that chill. These things can get really long. Like they're anywhere from like a foot and a half to twice as to 12 feet. Like these bastards can get really long, and they're genuinely kind of terrifying because basically they just chill at the surface with most of their body length, with the rest of their body length, almost their entire body length, below the surface of the sand at the bottom of the ocean, and they chill until something comes by, and then they lash out, grab it, and yank it back under the ground, where they eat it. Which is the parts I knew. And there's those of you who played Mass Effect 3, you can probably visualize you probably remember the scene that would very much remind me of these worms. But what I learned about these things that I didn't know before is they are properly segmented, similar to like centipedes and that kind of thing, or some centipedes, I should say, because I don't know for sure. So, but basically, what I mean by that is, actually, it might be more astute to compare them to something like a tapeworm. But also maybe not. They grow in segments, and they can like break themselves apart at will if they need to. Like if for some reason they are fully above, like if they're traveling to a new area to make a new burrow or something, and another predator or whatever grabs the back end of them, they can just be like, all right, you can have that, and keep running. What's also interesting is that, similar to earthworms and like starfish and stuff, the two pieces can fully heal. Now, like, obviously the piece with the head on it can heal just fine, but sometimes the other piece can grow a head. Nature's fucking wild, man. So like basically you end up with two bodily different but genetically identical bobbit worms. Mental. Absolutely mental. It's probably a good thing thresher moths don't do that. At least I hope they don't. So yeah, that was interesting. Anyway, I've got to go splice these videos together, which means I get to process everything twice tonight. Great. I'll catch you all tomorrow.